Got a new initiative from President Biden. He has done something that has international implications. The U.S. and U.K. now will help Australia acquire nuclear subs. Here to talk about it is Nayerra Haq, BNC's Chief Foreign Affairs Correspondent, of course, and co-host of The World Tonight. Nayerra, of course, thank you for joining us. We could talk to you every day. Wish we was talking to you about something that was really nice and lovely and bubbly in D.C., but of course that's not the case here. And now we're talking about the United States helping Australia acquire nuclear submarines. Wondering why? What's the answer?
Sorry. So, interesting fact, the United States and Australia have had a military partnership for 70 years. And that was part of what was being celebrated yesterday at the White House and at the Pentagon. So they have been a key partner in what is known as the Indo-Pacific region. Also in the Indo-Pacific region, of course, is China. So this is really all about strengthening capabilities in that effort to keep China limited to its region over there. Now, Australia's submarines, the technology that we'll be giving them, will allow them to go deeper, stay down longer, and be more stealth. So the United States, according to the military, will directly benefit from this sharing of technology.
All right. So we got to also keep in mind over in Asia, North Korea, South Korea, both firing ballistic missiles. Of course, North Korea, Kim Jong-un is back. We're seeing him. He looks a little different. Looks like he lost a little weight, but the tension is still the same right there. What role will we play in de-escalating that situation that's happening there that's been going on for many, many years?
Well, for folks at home who may have remembered, there was a big meeting in the Trump administration between the President of the United States and Kim Jong-un. That actually never resulted in any deal. They signed a piece of paper called a Memorandum of Understanding, but there was no deal in which North Korea committed to not getting a nuclear weapon, and they actually get all of their technology from China. So this is part of a long-standing North Korea tradition of trying to launch test missiles, get attention. South Korea, however, launched its own missiles in response. Again, an assertion of dominance in the region. And so that's what we see is that, yes, billion-dollar pieces of military equipment are now used for posturing in that kind of game of who's stronger, who's the big dog on the field.
Yeah, well, that's what's happening. It's always been happening there. All right, so let's talk about what's happening, because the Afghanistan situation still is up in the air, but that's Afghanistan. But the book that came out and the allegations that came out, and seemed like the Republicans are picking and choosing which allegations they want to believe, or what stories they want to believe. Of course, we heard about General Milley basically saying, hey, because of what happened on January 6th, he didn't feel like President Trump, he's kind of confirmed this, wasn't stable. So he's basically went and talked to China about this, and he confirmed that he talked to China about, whether or not they'll, if we strike or not, if we go over there and we'll have any kind of a war against them, whatnot. So Republican Senator Josh Hawley says, until people fired because of this, held accountable, meaning Anthony Blinken, meaning Milley, meaning also Defense Secretary Austin, resigned, that he's going to hold up some members of the political, hold up members of some of the staff of the departments, the nominees President Biden has. Is this political theater, or does this really have teeth?
It's a little bit of both, right? Because a senator in our current system is able to hold up any Senate-confirmed positions. All that ends up doing, though, Mike, is it makes sure that our government is understaffed. The reason why that's so concerning when you threaten to hold up the national security appointees is because on 9/11, the commission said one of the greatest failures, intelligence failures, was because the national security staff was only around 40%. That today, Biden's is only staffed at 20%. We are literally less staffed in national security 20 years later than we were on the day that intelligence failure happened. So it has very real consequences when a senator says, for political reasons, that they just don't want to allow the people in charge to have people to get the job done. It's also part of why the refugee program for evacuating Afghans, they weren't able to get as many people out, is because they literally didn't have the people in place to process the paperwork. So this is all boring government bureaucracy, but I'm pointing it out because it has real world consequences.
Well, it's a lot of grandstanding, and it's not allowing things to get done in Washington, real things and real work to get done. We remember when Biden first came over, whatnot, when he first got elected, they held a lot of stuff up, so we couldn't get things and progress wasn't being made. But real quickly before I let you go, are you surprised that Milley actually confirmed that he spoke to his counterparts in China, confirming what was in the book?
So the only thing secret about any of those meetings was the clearance level. And so, of course, this is a book. People are looking for nuggets, and, you know, promotion of books generally helps to make sales. It is fairly normal, actually, for the military counterparts to talk to each other, to have an awareness and understanding, to make sure that signals aren't wrong, that they're reading it all the correct way. And so, according to the book, that conversation actually had about 10 people in the room. It was shared across the agency. So to me, that reads like the normal diplomacy, and sitting down and making sure everybody in your organization knows what to do before you launch a nuclear weapon, probably a good idea.
Okay, so now the Republicans are going to blow it up and make it seem like it's a lot bigger than what it actually was. I get it. And they're going to ignore the other parts of why he actually did what he did. Anyway, I got it now. I'm always smarter when I talk to you. Nayerra Haq, BNC's Chief Foreign Affairs Correspondent. Of course, we will see you a little bit later.